everyone. Today we will be evaluating our game against the FC Lake County U10 boys. I know we may have lost by a big margin, but like I told you guys, I would much rather have you guys learn something from an 11-0 loss than an 11-0 win. So we're going to go through some plays and things that we can fix, such as positioning and decision making. On how I want us sitting whenever we have the ball in our defensive zone is like this. We have my two defenders. My wingers are dropped, filling in the pockets of space over here on the left and right side. And then we have my center mid right here, filling in this gap here. And then we have the number 9 that is just essentially moving up and down this line right here. If they can, try to come in and help at times, but they're the outlet whenever we try to build out of the back. As you can see here in the first play, the U10s are working the ball around. Like I said, I want my wingers dropping into this space here, but Emmett, you were a bit too high here with this open area here. Nothing ended up happening in that play, but as you can see in this next clip, you are exactly right here. The attacker is taking the ball in, has an open guy right here on that right side. The ball is played to him. Caden tried to cut off the pass there, and it's worked back into the middle for him to get a shot on goal. Essentially, if we were in our positions from there, Emmett, you would have already been covering that spot there for that forward not being able to really play that ball. If he plays him the ball, you're already there to press and try to get it out of our defensive zone. So it's just those little things that I've told you guys as far as positioning to make sure when the ball is in our defensive zone, you guys have to make sure to drop in and get in those positions to fill in those pockets of space that could cause us to get scored on. Here's a really good build-up play. Sam, you're doing a really good job at taking the ball up the field, but as Sam is coming in with the ball, Rocco, you end up getting in Sam's way, causing him to make a quicker decision and playing the ball into an area where there was a defender there. As the forward, from there, once the ball is played into you, if by chance, can you play it to one of the wingers? But if it's already played to one of the wingers, your job as my number 9 is to get inside the box. And then from there, everyone starts pushing in. We can either try to get a shot on goal, or we can try to pass in the center to get a shot on goal. Third play here, as far as positioning and where we need to be in our defensive zone, is absolutely perfect. Griff, you did a really good job at challenging both of the attackers. Unfortunately, they just got through. The most important thing that I've told you guys when playing is to control the ball first. Landon, if you could just control the ball first instead of kicking it out right away, it would have gave us a really good chance at trying to build out. In defense, the main job is to get the ball out. But if we can control at times when we have the time and space, let's do that. Because as you can see here, their attackers were not pressing you just yet. So it's important that you get your head up before kicking the ball. But absolutely, if you know there's pressure coming, get the ball out of there. And once you kicked out, it went right back to the attacker there. They get a shot on goal, which Colin makes a really good save, but the other attacker is there to tap it in. This was how it was set up once the ball came to you. There's nothing bad from this play, really. I feel like you guys did a really good job as far as positioning. Griff, you were up high here. Landon, you made sure to shift. And Alex, you did a really good job at, instead of staying out wide into your winger position, you noticed that Landon wasn't there, so you shifted in as well. It was just a bit unfortunate when the ball came here and we cleared, and then they were right back at it to score a goal. Here's just another little small example on as far as controlling the ball first. As you guys can see here, Jace is in the center. The ball comes to him and kicks it right away, gives it back to the other team. If we can just control first, right there, Jace, you had plenty of time and space to take a shot on goal. This next play here is a very good example of ball possession in their attacking zone. And the reason for that is because my defensive line, which was Sam and Emmett, is where it's supposed to be when it's in their attacking zone. If there's no one behind you while you're defending, there it's up to my two defenders to communicate with each other as far as who's going to stay with the attacker and who is going to be the one to be able to pick up the trash when the other opposing team is trying to clear the ball. And what this does is it gives us a better chance at keeping the press on. For this clip here, the U10s were defending for 1 minute and 18 seconds. That is why it's so important that these two push up. If these two were to sit back here, that gives them a big opportunity to get the ball out and for their forward to get that ball. But when you're there right next to him and when that other defender is there filling in the pockets of space, anytime they try to clear, as you can see at one point there, Sam was able to get a toe poke on the ball and we maintained possession. So a very good job all around right there. Eventually, when they were finally able to clear the ball out of their defensive zone, we just got a bit unlucky here. The only thing I'd say is whenever the ball is bouncing high in the air, it's important that you not only pay attention to the ball, but you also have to pay attention to the attacker that may be near you, because they're looking to slide in and take the ball away, which is exactly what happened. So Emmett or anyone else that is stuck in this situation, I would just say to make sure to get your body in front of him, because then it gives you a better chance at controlling the ball first. When you're here on the side, you give him space to be able to get in. So if you get your body in front and make sure to get your arms nice and spread out to shield, you can control the ball first, and then from there try to play out or find your defender to play to the other side. Here's a really good build-up play. Landon and Griff, you guys do a really good job at getting the ball out of our defensive zone. And Caden, as you push forward, you make a perfect pass into space to Alex. Alex gets a shot off, hits off the wall, and Rocco's right there to try to attack the ball. And from there, it stays alive, eventually finds its way back to Caden in the middle, and we get a shot off, but goalie makes a save. As far as building the play, you guys did a perfect job on moving up. But the only thing that I would say is once we were all up here, everyone's here, I would need my defenders to push up as well. As I've said before, it's important that you guys do not sit back. If you guys are up here, you're already there to press him in case they play him that ball. So it's important that you guys fill into those pockets of space, because as you can see, there was plenty of room there for you guys to move forward. But it's important that you guys communicate with each other on who's going to press the striker. But if there's two, of course, stick with 1 and 1, and then you guys are good there. So here's how we were set up in this play, building out of the back. From here, as the ball is played, there really isn't an option. Sam tries to play the ball into Alex, but then it's immediately taken away. Eventually, they get a shot on goal. We try to reset again, and then they just kept the press going and get a goal out of it. The best thing for us to do in this situation, once the ball is played on this side, it's important that this side analyzes it and sees that we might be in danger. So there's a possibility that we can get a switch because there's too much pressure here. There's a switch there. Here's a perfect example on us building out of the back. Ball comes to Sam. Sam can see that there is no good options here on this right side, so he decides to make the switch to Emmett. From there, Emmett finds Griff, and we are in their attacking zone. Eventually, nothing happens from it, but that is the best way of how we break out of our defensive zone on a restart. At times, this side is going to be occupied, so we have to improvise and look at what is going to be the next best option. And Sam found Emmett, but then there's times where Emmett may be covered, so it's important that this center mid shows so that once the press comes here, the ball can be played there, which then could possibly free up this person here to be played a 1-2, and then our number 9 is already moving down this line to find the ball, and we can play him. Here's our best example on controlling the ball first. Sam gets his foot on the ball, picks his head up, and is trying to find his next available player. Now, our next available player was Griff. Once you drove into the space, the ball should have been played into Griff right there. At times, Sam, you just tend to hold on to the ball a bit too long, and it's not just you, Sam. It's a lot of you that tend to do it. So it's important that once we see our next player available, play him the ball, because here, essentially, Sam, there's too much pressure for you to try to dribble through. Instead, let's find the next open player that's in a better position for him to get on goal and take a shot. At times, you have to be the facilitator. I know a lot of you can dribble, but I would rather us be a team that can pass the ball. And that's the thing that we have to try to shake off, is holding the ball too long and making sure that we can connect with each other. This play right here was our best play by far. We did a really good job at building and getting up the field. Caden was being pressed by 2 of the attackers there, and then eventually plays a through ball into Santos. Santos then picks his head up and finds the pass in the center to find Colin and Alex, and Alex gets a shot on goal. The minute that we can connect with each other, the attack becomes very deadly. If right here, Caden decides to keep dribbling with the ball, there's 2 guys on him. I don't know about the chances of him getting through, but him playing a through ball into an open player is much better than trying to dribble through 2. So, as I said, if we can connect with each other, then things become a lot more easier, things begin to flow, and more chances are created. This Saturday should be another tough test. It's against LASC. I believe it's their U10 team. Definitely come prepared. Make sure to let's fix up on these mistakes that we have seen. And I promise you guys that Saturday will go a lot better for us. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys Saturday. Hope you guys enjoy.